welcome back to my channel, Conversations with Jazz. I'm doing a review for Love During Lockup Season 5, Episode 27. So today we're going to start off with Ayonna and Jamal. So we have Ayonna, she's in the bathroom doing her makeup. She's like, oh, this is the last time I'm going to be able to do my makeup. She was like, oh, I forgot I could use soda and hot chocolate powder, I guess, to make makeup in jail. Okay, whatever you say. So today is the day of Ayonna's sentencing, and Jamal calls. So Jamal asks if she's ready for the court hearing, and they both talk about how they can't believe how fast that the court date came up. So today, she's getting sentenced for her DUI charge. She is wondering if she will get the 15 days jail time with the 75 days of house arrest, or is she going to do 90 days of jail time? So Ayonna basically told Jamal that she's still mad about the 2-year grace period. Jamal said once he stepped back, he understood what Ayonna was saying. He said he wasn't saying he's going to wait 2 years to marry her. He said as far as giving her the wedding she wants from a financial point of things, he's just not trying to rush and marry her. Ayonna said she feels like Jamal is always honest with her, but this 2-year waiting for marriage issue, she's not sure about it. He also said he's not trying to marry her to prove to other people that he loves her. He just wants to give her the wedding that she wants. I mean, isn't the point of marriage to show people basically this is the person that you chose, and it is kind of proving to other people that you love her? That's the reason for a wedding, but okay. She said, that was a nice answer. You're just not going to keep hitting me with these nice answers. She said right now she can't worry about him lying, about him not being married than being married. She says she has bigger issues right now. So she logs into Zoom court, pacing in the kitchen. So the man, or I don't know, whoever's on the Zoom, asks if she can hear them. She said, yes. She said, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my daughter situated. So at this time, the cameras were not allowed to film Ayonna's court proceedings. And 1 hour later, Ayonna takes her phone, she throws it down on the table, beats it. So I'm sure the court proceeding didn't go well. She's irritated. She said the judge was very disrespectful. So what happened next is they showed the court docket. On this court docket, they only showed some pieces, so I'm going to read the pieces that they highlighted. So it says the defendant, and she's basically saying, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my daughter ready for breakfast. She just woke up, and I'm like trying to, and I guess the judge must have cut her off. So the judge's response was, no, miss, whatever her last name is, miss, whatever her last name is, I'm about to continue this matter until you can be here in person, which will be next week. Let's do that, okay? Because we're inconveniencing you, clearly. So then it says the defendant, Your Honor, I'm a single mother. I have no one here to help with my daughter. She just woke up, like literally woke up 10 minutes ago. The defendant, yeah, it's okay that I give my daughter her breakfast. Is that okay? And the judge said, no, it's not okay. Now here's my thing. I'm pretty sure that the court proceeding wasn't going to take all day, you know? So, like, you couldn't wait until after the court proceeding to feed your daughter? I mean, you act like she was going to starve all day or something. What the hell? So she said she was just trying to feed her daughter breakfast, and the judge told her no. She said, are you crazy? You're going to tell me I can't feed my daughter? That's never going to happen. She says she could be going to jail for 15 days and then 75 days house arrest. And now 4 years of probation. That's because you're running your mouth too damn much. Ayonna really has a serious problem. She said the judge got a rotten ass attitude, so now she's going to take it out on her and tell her she has 4 years of probation. Nobody never said nothing about 4 years of probation. She probably wasn't going to give you 4 years of probation, but you want to be an asshole. So that's probably why she gave you the 4 years of probation. She said, I really hate judges. Like, bitch, you're going to tell me I can't feed my daughter because it's your courtroom. Bitch, I'm feeding my daughter. You would feed your effing kids. I'm sitting here by myself talking about, no, you can't feed your kid. Bitch, F you and your kids. How about that? She can kiss my effing ass. Effing dumb bitch. Girl, you know what I think? I think one, Ayonna has a problem with authority. That's one. Number two, I think she always feels like she has to have some like sense of control. And I feel like her feeding her daughter made her feel like she had control of something when in actuality you don't. It's a court proceeding. You're not supposed to feed your kid during a court proceeding. It's just as bad as that man having a court proceeding for driving while he's driving to his doctor's appointment. I don't know if anybody heard that, but yes, read up on that one. So anyway, so Ayonna wants someone to take the microphone off of her. She takes it off herself. She gets her daughter and continues to go down in the basement. She gets a call from Jamal. He's like, what's up, Boopy? You hearing and shit cool? Ayonna said, they gave me 15 days. Now she's talking about 4 years probation. Jamal said, oh my God. Ayonna said, because you're a judge, I gotta kiss your ass to get a good sentence. But if I get smart to you, Jamal straight cut that ass off. He said, no, but you got to with your freedom on the line. So Ayonna said, no, I don't. I'm not kissing nobody's ass. Jamal said, with your freedom on the line. She's like, no, I don't. I'm not kissing nobody's ass. He's like, no, you got to do that. She said, I'm not. Like, girl, shut the fuck up and listen. So Jamal said, because at the end of the day, it ain't about you, though. And then she starts crying. She said she doesn't know if being on probation is going to affect Jamal coming home to her, but she's just livid. So Jamal said, listen, we just putting the facts on the table. Some of them people are dickheads. They going to treat you like you ain't human. Talk to you all type of ways. But what I'm saying is at the end of the day, we still got to bite our tongues. We still got to do that. So Ayonna continues crying and she's like, I'm tight right now. I'm livid. This is insane. It's not fair to me. Lady, you were the one that chose to be high and driving. That's the reason why you're in this situation. It's like, Ayonna, you need to start taking responsibility for your damn life. And that's what you're not doing. Everything is everybody else's fault but yours when you put yourself in this predicament. Like, girl, get your life. I wonder what's going to happen in the next episode. Next up, we have Andrew and Candace. So Candace, she walks out of prison, jail, wherever she's at right now. And Andrew, he gives her a hug and a kiss. Candace says she feels good and is excited to be out, but that it's also overwhelming. Candace said when she was 19, she started getting into trouble with the law and lived a reckless lifestyle. Street racing, driving without a license, and running from the cops constantly. She said she spent 6 years in jail and prison total. She said she has an attempt possession of stolen vehicle felony, a residential burglary felony, and a burglary felony. Girl, you just out here stealing all kind of shit, huh? She said she felt Andrew was the one when she realized how much he loved and cared about her, regardless of her past or the mistakes she's made. She said the love she has for him is endless. I call BS. The way she said it, like there was no emotion behind it at all. It's like being dead behind the eyes. It's like she's just saying the words, but the words don't really mean anything. So they walk across the street to Andrew's truck, which now I know is actually Candace's truck. And he immediately gets on one knee to propose. He said, I love you. You are the love of my life. And I can't wait to spend my life with you. Then he says, you know, your mom came to me in a dream. And I promised her in that dream that I would take care of you always. And I intend to keep that promise every single day. Her mom came to you in a dream. Do you even know what her mom looks like? Andrew. Candace is like, oh, baby, I love you. Andrew said, I love you, Candace. Will you marry me? Candace said, oh my gosh, yes, I love you. Make me the happiest woman in the world. I don't feel good about this. And I think Andrew is a good guy, but we'll see. So Andrew says Candace looks amazing and is the most beautiful woman he's ever seen. And I'm like, okay, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But like, Andrew, what kind of women did you see in New Jersey? But I'm just leave that right there. Candace said Andrew is not the typical guy that she would go for. I could imagine. She seemed like she goes for the bad guys. But I'll leave that right there. But his sweetness, charm, and kindness, and how handsome he is, and how much he loves her, and how much she loves him, thinking about their future, she cannot describe the feelings she has for what's to come. Andrew says, so what's the plan? Candace says she has to check in to WellCare by 3 p.m. and she needs to see what they tell her to do. She said WellCare is a halfway house program that provides assistance to people who get out of prison while they transition to a different means of housing. She told Andrew she was told she has to finish her program at WellCare and cannot change her address until she proves that she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, at least for 20 to 30 days. She says she signed up for a 14-day program. What do you mean? Because she has a place ready for her and Andrew is here and she has everything lined up, and the lady brought up her substance abuse, and Candace will need to see if the program works for her and to make sure that she's not going to backslide. Because if she doesn't go to WellCare and finish the program, it's automatic revocation. and she'll have to do her time all over again. Girl, you know what? Now, I could be wrong. I'm not going to say that Candace going to be back out here in these streets. But I think there's a part of me that feels like she wants to change. I would say there is a 25%. No, I'll give it 50-50. I say there's a 50% chance that she might backslide. But I don't know. I'm thinking with Andrew in her corner, she might be okay. And that's, if that's what she really wants. But I guess we'll see. So Andrew was like, I'm sorry, do you know if you can leave after 3 p.m. or after you check in there? Candace said, I don't know. They didn't give me any information. She'll have to see when she gets there. So now she wants to sit on the tailgate of the truck and said, I can't believe this is mine. I'm like, girl, me neither. Like, what the hell? Andrew gets her Louis bag and she's going through the bag. She's like, I got my sunglasses. She's like, I got my phone. She's looking at everything. She's like, nice. Thanks, babe. So Andrew said the leather thing for the zipper is in the bag somewhere. Because it's not a real Louis. Candace said it wasn't her intention to be financially supported by Andrew. Yeah, right. But once they started talking in prison, he sent her money without her asking for it. And she said, okay, cool. She said, I'm going to buy a pillow. Since she didn't have any pillows or sheets or anything. And Andrew was like, oh, you don't have any pillows or sheets? He said, well, what else don't you have? She gave him a list of everything she didn't have. And he provided it for her. So, I mean, I hear you saying that that's not what you planned on, but it's giving that's what you kind of planned on. But I'm going to leave that there. So they start kissing, and she's like, this is a lot. Andrew said, I don't know. I'm sorry. So they start kissing, and she's like, this is a lot. Andrew said, I know it's a lot. If I'm overwhelming you, you let me know, okay? Listen, you keep saying that it's overwhelming, okay? Because it would be for me. It would be like, shut up. And she said, okay. And she's like, this is a little overwhelming. Andrew said, I can step back if you want. She said, you don't have to step back. I just need a minute to adjust. Which I agree. I feel like fall back a little bit. Like, I get you want to touch, you want to kiss, you want to rub and stuff. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, just do a little at a time. Like, I have watched Love After Lockup for so long. And I feel like the men, they be ready to bum rush. And don't get me wrong, I get it. But at the same time, you gotta finesse. Because otherwise, the chicks ain't gonna want you. They're not gonna like you because you're being a little too pushy and persistent. But that's my opinion. So she's like, I just need a minute to adjust. I feel like Andrew just wants to know if he's getting on her nerves. And I say, yes. But she said, let's just take it easy and take it slow. Andrew just wants her to be comfortable. She said, I feel like a princess. Girl, I guess I would too. You bought me a truck, got me an apartment, just buy me all kind of shit, but whatever. Candace said Andrew is such a great guy and she loves him very much, but she's not used to affection. She's used to being mistreated. She's not used to being loved this way. It's just a little awkward for her. She says she needs to get over her traumas inside of her to be able to be a part of this relationship. And I guess we'll see what happens in the next episode. Alright, next up we have Tennie and Rob. Tennie sits down with the kids to tell them that Rob will not be home in 3 weeks. He has to do 2 months so that he doesn't have to be on parole when he comes home. She tells Shy he will not be attending her birthday party, and Shy looks so disappointed. Tennie basically said that this was the best decision for the family so that he can move freely from this point out. Shy said, you just have to have patience, and I don't know, for some reason, Teenie's kids sound, whatever her name is, Tennie, I swore somebody said Tennie, but I guess it's Teenie. Her kids seem like they have more sense than her. Shy, sometimes she really comes off as the adult in this whole dynamic, but whatever. So, Teenie's son, he basically said, you toughed it out for 5 years, what's 2 more months? Both the kids have more sense than the adults, as I said before. So Shy's son, he goes upstairs so that she can talk to Shy. She basically lets Shy know that they'll still have their girls' time, as far as getting their nails done and going shopping. Shy said, we need to get used to him. Or, no. Shy said, we need to get him used to how things are done around here. I'm like, girl, that's what you think, because he coming home to tell you how things are supposed to be done. But I'm going to sit that right there. And now, the one thing I don't like, I really can't stand when Tennie is like, your dad or daddy's not coming home. I don't know. It's just something, it does something to me, and I feel like that is not their dad. They have not lived in a space with him for them to even be calling him dad or for you to be referencing him as their dad. But okay. So in Rob's confessional, he says, I'm a man, I'm a king. I'm going to take care of my whole household. I still love being in this relationship with my high school sweetheart. This marriage. I've been in 16 years, and now we're down to months. I know the world is coming soon, and we're both nervous. Sometimes it scares me, for sure. Yeah, it scares you because you're going to be out here and everything that's moving. So the next day, Tennie's mom, Charlene, stops by. That's a shame. I know her mom's name, but you can't tell me what that son's name is because I have no idea. So don't hold that against me. But anyway, the next day, Tennie's mom, Charlene, stops by, and Charlene asked for the kids, and Tennie said that they were at Malia's soccer game. Tennie said, you come to see me or you come to see the kids? And Charlene said, I came to see all y'all. Charlene said, where are we going today? To shop for Shy's birthday or what? Tennie said, yeah, and some for us too. She said, so leave your purse. We're spending Rob's money. Tennie says she's still mad at Rob for not consulting her with his decision to take parole. So she's doing some retail therapy today, and her addiction of choice is shopping. So now back to Rob, and basically Rob says being the alpha male, he is a sole provider. He financially supports Tennie. He has a few sources of revenue. First of all, how are you in jail and you financially support somebody? It's giving... Yo, he's the first person in jail I know that can financially support from the inside, but okay. So he says he has a few sources of revenue, selling shoes and playing poker. And he said he'll play poker for hours, win $1,000 cash. Like, what? Okay. So he said he brings in $6,000 to $7,000 a month. Seriously? Like, I feel like if anybody go to jail, you have no excuse. I don't even want to hear it. So he said he'll ask her for an account update and she'll change the subject. And he's like, oh God, let me go straight to the poker table because he knows he has to get that money back. So Tennie and her mom hit the stores trying to find something for Shy to wear for her birthday. So then Charlene starts and she's like, Shy reminds me, she said Shy reminds her of Tennie, and when she watches her with her kids, it hurts. So Tennie said, kind of hurts. Charlene said, I worry because, you're my baby girl still, and it's just hard to let your children grow up. And I don't really know Robbie directly yet. She then asked, how do the kids feel about him coming home and all the changes? Tennie said, her son is, basically aloof. He don't care. She said, but Shy's biggest concern was still having their girl time. So Charlene said, tell Shy I'm worried about my time too. So Tennie asked, why would you worry about your time? Charlene said, I'm just always used to it being me, you, and the kids, and no one else. And it's kind of different for me too. It's a big thing for me. Charlene said, when Rob gets home, she thinks the fairy tale is going to be more of a struggle than they thought. Tennie said, you feel like you're losing your baby? Charlene said, yep. So again, Charlene, she says, Tennie is a little naive. She's everything the sweet way and everything's not really sweet. She said, the cameras around the house. I said, yes, finally. Somebody questioning these damn cameras. So she said the cameras around the house, she questions them sometimes. She said it's not a normal thing. And no, it's not. Mother Charlene, it is not. That is not normal. It's not. It's actually kind of creepy if you ask me. But I'm going to leave that there. Tennie said, we're not starting a new family. We're adding to the family that we already had. Charlene said, but it's different. And it's a big adjustment. But you don't see it that way. But for all of them, it is. Basically saying for her, for Shy's son, it's all an adjustment. So Charlene said she wished she could have gave Tennie a little more time. But it was just her, and raising children by yourself is super hard. And it still hurts because she feels like she could have done better. And when he gets home, it's going to change. I don't know. It's something about what she's saying. It makes me feel like she senses something or she sees something, because mamas can sense everything. But I wonder if she feels like Rob is not all there, or is something about him that she feels like Tennie is about to be like isolated from probably seeing her mom or something. So Charlene told Tennie she's also worried about Rob a lot because he's been in there so long, and that's a big adjustment. Rob said he's the king of the family and wants someone that is more submissive, and sometimes he doesn't get that from Tennie. He said, I'll tell her sit down and just be cute over there. I got everything. But she's not going to sit down. She says, I have just as much voice in this relationship as you. And he basically saying with her not being as submissive as he wants her to, it could possibly crash their relationship. Let me find out you're a red pill, blue pill, whatever the men that be on their YouTube channels talking about I want a woman that's submissive and all this shit. Rob, go to hell. But let's see what happens in the next episode. Next up we have Samantha and Rick. Rick is at Dana's house, his niece. That's his niece. And Veronica, his other niece, is also there. When he walks in, Veronica says, we were just talking about you and how skinny you are and how we need to fatten you up a little bit. Veronica asks how was the reunion. Veronica also asks to see pictures. Rick hands her the phone. And she's like, you just got a text from Sandy. Rick said, no, I didn't. Veronica said, yeah, you did. So he takes the phone. Veronica said, let me see. I haven't talked to you since the reunion. And she busts out laughing. Then Rick gonna say, where's my dick pic? Gross, motherfucker. In front of your nieces? Like, come on. So Dana said, no one hit on you? He said Carol told him she was excited to see him and was let down because he's engaged to Samantha. Carol, who said Rick even liked you? Yo. Oh gosh, CD, you was just playing yourself the whole time that night, but I'm gonna let you be. So then it showed a flashback to the reunion, and Carol saying, finally Rick and I will have a chance to like get together. So she asked him, why wasn't Sandy here? I mean, not Sandy. Why wasn't, Samantha there? I mean, she didn't say Samantha. She basically said she, saying, where's Samantha? Because I feel like I know Sandy told you. And Rick said, because she's in Idaho and has several DUIs. Carol said, you ain't nobody if you don't have at least one. So Veronica said, this is news. Everybody knows you're engaged now. And Rick basically said, yeah. So Dana and Veronica just look very concerned. Veronica said, how many times has she been married? Rick said, I think like 4, but the last one they wanted to annul. And I'm like, okay, she sounds like a serial marrier. I don't know if that's a word or not, but don't hold that against me either. So Veronica said, 5th time's the charm, I guess. So then Samantha calls. And Rick tells her that everyone knows they're engaged. He said the whole world knows. He said, I haven't gone up to the rooftop. Oh my gosh, Samantha and Rick are just so funny to me, and I don't know. So Samantha said that makes her feel relieved. She's like, thank you. Veronica said, how do you feel being engaged? Samantha said, like it was meant to be, but she wished they could have connected earlier, but it wasn't the right time. And that she is sad to have missed out on that time with him, but they'll make up for it. Veronica said, oh, you're going to make him cry. He seems to really love you. So Samantha says she feels a calmness and a peace. Dana said, oh, you're making him well up. So Samantha said, are you going to come see me in December? Rick said, I don't know. Things are kind of tight right now. So that's something we'll have to figure out. Samantha said, I really wanted to see you for the holidays. Rick said, I want to see you too, but it's finances are a little tight. Samantha said, I don't know. It seems like you've been doing a lot of shopping. Excuse me, lady. You know what? Sit your ass in that jail and don't get nothing from him. How about that? I don't understand. Why do people in jail always want to clock what the fuck you spending on yourself? Can somebody explain that to me? It's like, you could say some shit like, yeah, I bought me a pair of shoes. And they'll turn that into, oh, you bought shoes, but I need some soap. And you gonna keep needing some soap. But anyway. Rick said, well, just necessity stuff. Samantha said, well, we'll just have to make it happen. I'm not taking no for an answer because I don't think that's going to be good if I have to wait that long without seeing you. And then also not getting any coffee, that's going to make my life really miserable too. Rick said, no, I know. Samantha said, and no body wash and no lotion, no nothing. Rick said, I'll get it figured out. In the meantime, his niece is sitting there like, what the fuck? You know, the correctional officer. He said it's tough to make a relationship work with a prisoner, and said she wants to see me every couple of weeks or so, but he's retired on a pension and everything adds up. Sam said, if it doesn't happen, when would I even see you again? Rick said then it would have to be after sometime. Basically saying like after December, I guess. I don't know. Sam said, well, I'm bummed out. Sam said, it's getting late, so I'm going to go and I'll talk to you later. You know, she loves hanging up on him. So Veronica said, don't take this the mean way. But she thinks somebody who's in her position shouldn't judge somebody in your position of your finances. I agree. Because it ain't none of your damn business what he spends his money on. So Veronica says she is a correctional officer. And where she works, she sees inmates and how they talk to people constantly asking, saying, I need money. I need to put money on my books. You need to do this. She feels like Sam is starting to do that to Rick, and she's worried it's not going to end well. Veronica said maybe she was bummed because she thought she called her a sugar daddy, and it's not the reality. Now, here's my thing. Normally, you know, if you're a quote-unquote sugar... Isn't the sugar daddy normally older than you? And aren't Rick and Samantha like the same age? But, okay, whatever. So in the next scene, Samantha calls Michael and says, hi, what are you doing? Rick said, Dan's coming to play pickleball with me. Samantha said, cool. Did you come up with anything? You got any ideas? Like, damn. Can he even say hi first? Before you just start jumping in with the damn questions? Oh, my God. See, I don't have the patience. Rick said, about coming to Idaho? Sam said, yeah. Rick said, I have to figure out the money thing. That's all he can say. Things are tight. Sam said, I don't know. It sounds like you're not really into this. He said he wants to come see her, but it's about the money. But she feels like he's backpedaling and wants to stay a bachelor. How do you get that out of somebody saying that they ain't got no damn money right now to be coming to see you, girl? Rick is like, I don't know where all this is coming from. It's ridiculous and it's an insult. Sam asked, do you still want to get married? Rick said, yeah, I do. But it doesn't sound like you want to. Samantha says she didn't change her mind. Rick said Sam is pushing the marriage thing too soon. And since they reconnected, they have spent very little time physically together. I agree with everything that Rick is saying. Let's take our time. But I know what it is. It's like she got to get married in order to do whatever she needs to do for when she gets out. But whatever. Sam said, I hope you can make your mind up. Because it's hard just not knowing. Rick said, give me time. There's still time. Sam said, not knowing when we'll be together is really hard. And that it's in Rick's hands as to how it turns out. Sam said Rick needs to figure it out soon and ends the conversation. Oh my, I think that's how she keeps him hooked. Because she keeps, the moment she get pissed off, she's like, yeah, I'm tired, I gotta go. Yeah, it's getting late, I'm ending this now. Yeah, I'm upset, so I'm gonna get off the phone now. Oh my gosh, now it's, you need to figure it out soon. And we're getting off the phone. Rick said, I don't know what the fuck to do now. And he didn't like that phone call. It made him feel like take it or leave it. Rick said he didn't think he'd be getting married a third time. After his last divorce, his ex-wife gets a portion of his pension for the rest of her life. So it's very difficult. Damn, how did she pull that off? I ain't mad at it. He said he's happy with Samantha, but he'd rather take their time and wait on stuff for a couple of months, you know, until she gets out. Rick and Dan, they're playing pickleball, and Dan looks like he has no idea what he's doing. I mean, not Dan, Rick. Dan asked him, how is everything going? You know, because you look wrung out. Rick said he had a phone call. Rick said he had a phone call with Samantha, and it didn't end that well. You know, just because of finances. Wanting to go see her, things are a little tight. Dan asked, you don't think you're going to be able to make it or what? Rick said things are tight. Things are tight. And she said, maybe I need to be a bachelor. You know, it's like, really? Then says, dude, maybe I do have other options. I don't know. I've been doing this for over 14 years. I haven't had the answer to anybody. I don't like what you say. F off, man. Basically, he's saying, like, if I don't like anything that you say, it's like, fuck off. Ah, Lord. Dan said, how's that going to work? Well, you got to answer to a partner. Rick said, yeah, you have to be willing to change a little bit. If I'm not going to change, it don't fly. Dan asked, do you want to marry Samantha? Answer me truthfully. Rick said, yes, dude. I do. She's the one. Yes. She's not the one. I think she's using you for money, just like your niece thinks she's using you for money. And I actually feel sad for it because I don't know if this is like a desperation thing. Like, do you like her in a desperate kind of a way? Or no, he said he really does like her though. I don't know. I think it's something about her that keeps him, you know, he's intrigued or something by her. I don't know. But I guess we'll see what happens in the next episode. Next up, we have Joey and Michael. So Joey goes to a coffee shop to meet his friend Minerva. They agree, and Joey says, "What's up? How what you been up to?" Minerva says she's writing and working a lot. He asked her about her column, and she said it's going really well. So Joey said Minerva writes a sex column, and he also knows her from the nightlife scene, and that she's kind of a celebrity within the LGBTQ community. So Minerva says she's off the market, finally. So she's doing relationships. I think she was still talking about her column. That's basically what she's writing about right now. Joey said, "That's always fun. Being single is hard." Minerva said, "But it's also hard being taken. It takes a lot of work." Joey said it does, totally. Minerva says, "So how's that going for you?" Joey said, "Oh, it's going." He said that Michael and him are kind of yin and yang for each other. They're like opposites when it comes to sex stuff. He's got a bit more, he's basically saying that Michael has a bit more experience. He knows what he's doing, and he thinks Michael wants him to get out of his safe zone that he's been in for so long, and he's looking forward to that, to a point. He tells Minerva that Michael went to prison 6 months ago for some drug charges. Minerva said, "Oh, I see." Joey said, "But how do you date someone in prison?" Minerva said, "Well, that does complicate things a little bit, doesn't it?" Joey said the intimacy isn't there, the physical isn't there, and that they tried the dirty talk the other night on the phone. He's like, "My parents are in the other room," and Michael said, "Well, no one can hear you. You need to work on your dirty talk." Joey then says, "How do you work on that?" Minerva said, "Some people have a natural ability, with dirty talk, but can see where Joey might be apprehensive because it's not the ideal situation. He has his parents in the other room. He's on the phone call that's probably being recorded." She said it's not just them one-on-one. Minerva asked Joey when he's by himself, does he think dirty talk in his head? Like, "Oh yeah." Girl, go ahead. She then said, if you have the opportunity by yourself, why doesn't he try it and see how he feels about it? So Joey says his fear is he thinks he's being hot, and Michael is like, "What the hell are you doing?" Minerva said, "It's going to take some work." Minerva also said the more exploration Joey does and what turns him on, the more likely he's going to be able to be that much more vocal sex performer for Michael when the time comes. So Joey then tells Minerva Michael said his fellatio skills are not very good. Minerva said, "Oh, okay. So you've been physical with him in person." "Oh, I didn't know that." Joey said it's not that he's not comfortable, it's just in the past it's been in his head like, "Ooh, dirty D." Yo, I love Joey. I want him to leave Michael because, no, you deserve something better. But Michael, he said, but Michael has a nice penis, and that's a bonus point. Minerva said, the good thing about working on your fellatio skills is that you don't have to dirty talk. Joey said, right, I won't have to talk at all. So Minerva said, yeah, your mouth is full. Oh, Lord. So then Joey asked, well, what is your go-to move? Minerva basically said, both hands, lots of saliva, and a steady pace, and not to switch things up too much. So then Minerva said, it sounds like you enjoy pleasing people, and if you can get turned on by that, then that can make you enjoy doing it even more. But that it's also a two-way street, you know, so if you're going to do these things for him, then he needs to do the things that you like to you in return. Minerva also said, be careful. She doesn't know how long Michael's been incarcerated over his life. And he probably hasn't had a chance to do some of the growing up, you know. Joey said, like with addiction, you stop your growth where you are and that Michael got into heavy use when he was about 24, 25. Minerva said so he could mentally still be a 25-year-old. She said she really supports Joey on his journey with Michael. She always believes in putting in hope towards love, but Michael has a lot of work ahead that he needs to do, and he's got to grow up. If he, doesn't, he's wasting a really great opportunity with this really great guy, and I believe that too. So then Joey says he doesn't want to be his mom, his drill sergeant, or his probation officer. It's like, you're going to have so many people to answer to. Minerva said you really won't want to suck his penis if you feel like his mom, because that's weird. Oh my gosh. So next thing you see, Joey checks into a hotel to get ready for his sexy time video chat with Michael. He said he has some lube. Joey sets up his laptop, the towel, and the lube is just sitting on the towel. Whatever. So Michael told him that he's sexually frustrated. Joey said, what do you want me to do on a video visit? He said he wanted to have some quiet private time with Michael, and that's why he got the room. So he said it's important for Michael and him to be a bit more sexual, so he decided to rent a hotel room and try to have some sexy time with him, not at his parents' house, but in a motel, where the last time they worked together and had great sex. So Michael calls, looking like Dirk Diggler with that mustache. And Joey says, hey you. Michael said, what's new with you? And Joey said, not much. Then he proceeds to tell Michael that he went to see the sex therapist lady and that she wants him to broaden his horizons. So Michael said, oh yeah? What did you learn? Joey said he didn't really learn anything. She told him that he should start watching some amateur porn so that he's not so uptight. So they continue talking about, the sex of it all. And Michael said, I'm not trying to pick a fight or nothing, but I was talking to a mutual friend of ours recently, and he said he saw you online. Joey said, he saw me online? Michael said, on a hookup app. Joey said, what did he say he saw? Michael said he saw your profile online. And I was like, what? I thought we weren't doing that. I thought you were waiting for me. Joey said, do you not trust me? Michael said, I don't know. I know how dudes are, and I trust you, but let's be reasonable here. You're waiting a whole year. Who can do that? Joey said, even if I was online, that's not even a thought in my mind to be with somebody. Michael said, okay, so from here on out, probably don't do that shit anymore, because it always gets back to me. Joey said, that's the thing. I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to be doing. You know what I was doing. No. He said, you want to know what I was doing. He said, I was actually trolling your site. Michael said, just so you know, I'm not effing anybody in here. I'm not messing around. I'm not getting effed from anyone in here. And it's tough sometimes, but he's doing it. But he's also expecting that of Joey. So he says, you're my dude, and you're not nobody else's. Oh my God. Joey, please run, okay? Run as fast as you can. Joey said, okay, and I totally get that. So the call ends. Joey is pissed. He said he hates the videos because they're so damn short, and it's frustrating because you can't get anything accomplished. Joey said he was on some dating apps because Michael wanted him to get some pictures, and he had access to his whole profile and all his stuff, and he was on there, and that's when his friend must have seen it. He said, I don't care if his friends see me, because I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to be doing. And if I was, who cares too? Because you're in jail. You're in prison. Joey was pissed. Oh my goodness. Alright, well that concludes today's video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Give me some feedback. Let me know, do you like the videos? Do you not like them? I don't know. But until next time, have a good night.